Today, we're doing a deep dive into the many AI models inside Adobe Firefly, both Adobe's own and partner models. I'm putting together some real tests so you can actually see what works and what doesn't.
I'm giving the AI models 5 challenges. Product realism, creating a dynamic, high-speed product shot from scratch. Artistic realism, creating a colorful artwork, then adding it to a scene. Branded mockup, adding a logo to a water bottle using reference images. Artistic composition, designing within a shape using a reference image. People and scenes, taking a studio shot and adding a scene, then changing an image from day to night.
Not all these models show up across every Adobe app yet, but Adobe Firefly Boards is the easiest place to see them all. And stick around to the end because I'm putting together a cheat sheet, because right now there are 20 AI models to choose from. And one more thing, I'm not just going to be showing you the obvious picks.
For this challenge, we're creating a cinematic product shot of a soda can and flying fruit and juice, as well as a label on the can. What we're looking for is balance in framing, as well as the amount of fruit and juice. We don't want them to take the focus away from the soda can, vibrant colors and cinematic lighting, and a realistic label. Some models struggled with the label, and one didn't even get one on the can. All had vibrant colors and cinematic lighting. Flux Context Max really had a balance in framing and a realistic label, but struggled with the smaller text it added to the can. GPT 1.5 had a great label, and to be honest, it made me thirsty, and that's the point, right? For this challenge, we're letting the AI models out to play. We'll do this in 2 parts. For this, we want to get max creativity and color, crisp lighting, adherence to the prompt, correct camera angles, proportion, and subject consistency. Now for the first part, a sculptured colorful flower. For this colorful, sculpted flower, some models took the phrase sculpted and created pottery or glass. Firefly 3 and 4 both provided muted, soft, realistic lighting. This lighting highlighted the colors and shapes better than some of the others. We're taking this beautifully lit Firefly 4 image onto the next part. Now for part 2. We're asking the AI models to place this piece of 3D artwork onto the wall of a living room. Most of the models did a great job at lighting and proportion. Some struggled with staying true to the original's colors. Although I really like the bright colors of Firefly 5's version, Nano Pro did a great job at focusing on the subject, getting the proportions right, and lighting that looked realistic. For this challenge, we're adding a logo to a water bottle. This can be incredibly helpful for branded product mockups. The idea here is to try and get the color of the logo correct, the shape of the logo correct, and for a bonus, get the color of the background correct via prompt. Many struggled with my typographic logo. Ideogram didn't even render it at all, which was surprising since it's supposed to be good with typography. The rest got the logo right, but not necessarily the color. Nano 2 won out over Nano Pro just because of the shading that it did and the way it wrapped around the bottle a little bit better. In the end, Nano Banana 2 got the colors right, including the hex color I put in the prompt for the background. For this challenge, we're adding a reference image of a letter S to see how well the models do with composing inside of a shape. What we want is to have the model adhere to the shape reference, the S, add neon lighting, and fish that, well, look like fish. Most of the models were able to create within the S shape. Some got the neon right and some others didn't. I'll zoom in here so you can see the details. Some of them didn't render the fish right, like GPT 1.5, I'm looking at you, while Firefly 4 was creative with its colorful plants. Nano Pro was hyper-realistic and had very fishy fish. For this challenge, we're editing images with a person as a subject, seeing how the AI models handle changing the scenery and lighting, but not changing the subject. This is an important challenge, so we'll be doing this in 2 parts also. If you've ever used an AI model to edit an image with a person in it, you know how frustrating this can be. Here's what we're looking for. Subject integrity. Does the person look the same after you've made the edit? Lighting matches between scene and the subject. Camera angles match between scene and subject also. We'll start with a studio image of a female runner. Then we'll edit the scene so she's running on an outdoor track. I've made sure to add into the prompt that we want her pose and angles to match the scene, and most importantly, to keep her physical features the same. Some models need that extra part of the prompt, so if you've ever had an issue with the subject changing too much, this can help. Some models got tripped up trying to match the subject's pose and the camera angle of the scene behind. Flux Pro Ultra Raw rendered a completely different woman. Firefly 5 had great lighting, but the woman was completely different. GPT had great lighting and rich colors, but lacked realism. In the end, Nano Banana 2 had the best realism with detailed lighting, all without sacrificing the subject's physical features. The subject and the scene fit so well together, you wouldn't know that they were separate images originally. Next, we'll be editing this image and changing the scene from day to night, adding neon lights and seeing more of our subject's face by removing her sunglasses. All the models did pretty good at this challenge, and came up with creative lighting effects. They all gave the woman a strong look. GPT 1.5 was the most colorful. But Nano 2 took it again with beautiful lighting through her hair and detailed scenery. And as promised, the cheat sheet, with almost all the AI models available in Firefly for the web and Firefly Boards. Take a look in the comments, I'll add a link to the PDF. So which model's capabilities surprised me the most? Without a doubt, GPT 1.5. Almost all my challenges included a very good showing from GPT 1.5, and at 20 Adobe credits, it's worth trying out. Flux was pretty disappointing, unfortunately. Perhaps the prompts needed modification for success. And lastly, Nano Banana 2 and Pro excelled at almost every challenge, which I expected. Now for a closer look at what models to use for specific purposes, let's go to Firefly Boards and take a look.